2009 was an eventful year filled with both good and bad things. You might not remember or you might not have been there for some of these events, but it's important to remember our history. It's important to look back on the years and reflect on what's happened around the world. That year, people celebrated joyous moments, and they mourned and suffered from disasters too. If you're finding it difficult to remember what happened in 2009, then don't worry, we've got you covered. It's been more than a decade since then after all. Here's a refresher on some 2009 facts that we can all learn from. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more neat facts to discover the world one click at a time. January 3rd, 2009. The Bitcoin network was created. The famous digital currency ledger first started on January 3rd, 2009, and it was then released a few days later on January 9th. The creation of the Bitcoin network is credited to Satoshi Nakamoto. However, people are unsure of who Satoshi Nakamoto truly is, and whether this name refers to just one person or a group of people. Since then, the digital currency has only continued to grow larger and larger, as more people continue to invest and transact using Bitcoin. January 20th, 2009. Barack Obama became the 44th President of the United States of America. Barack Obama was also the first African American to become President of the United States. He also set a new record that day. His inauguration had the biggest audience compared to other events ever held in Washington, D.C. February 1st, 2009. Iceland's first female prime minister was elected. Jóhanna Sigurdardóttir became Iceland's first ever female prime minister. She was also Iceland's very first openly gay government leader. She inspired many women, especially those in the LGBTQ+ community. In fact, Forbes listed Jóhanna as one of the 100 most powerful women in the world. February 25th, 2009. The BDR massacre in Bangladesh, Dhaka and Pilkhana happened. The BDR massacre or Bangladesh Rifles Revolt started on February 25th and ended the next day. The rebellion attacked the Pilkhana headquarters of the Bangladesh Rifles, or the BDR. Over 50 officers, including the Director General of the BDR, and 17 civilians were killed. Many more were injured, and public property was also destroyed and vandalized. March 5th, 2009. Famous MLB player Moises Alou announced his retirement. For plenty of Major League Baseball fans, March 5th, 2009 was a sad day. The famous outfielder Moises Alou announced his retirement after playing for 17 seasons. Throughout his long baseball career, he played for 7 different teams. March 28, 2009. The first case of H1N1 swine flu in the United States was recorded. The H1N1 swine flu is a strain from the H1N1 virus, resulting from a combination of the bird, swine, and human flu, as well as the Eurasian pig flu virus. The first record of the H1N1 swine flu was in California. Because it was easily contagious, it spread fast and was difficult to contain. According to the Center of Disease Control, the H1N1 swine flu had already spread to Texas and New York by April. April 6, 2009. Italy suffered from a 6.3 magnitude earthquake. Another unfortunate event occurred in the next month. On April 6, 2009, many Italians suffered from a strong earthquake. The earthquake hit L'Aquila, Italy, and over 250 people died. Many more lost their homes and belongings when buildings fell apart from the 6.3 magnitude. April 30th, 2009. The Dutch royal family was attacked. 38-year-old Karst Roland attacked the Dutch royal family on the last day of April. However, his attempt failed. Somewhere along the way, his plan went astray because his car crashed into a monument at the side of the road. The traffic accident led to many injuries, with the most severe on his own person. He didn't manage to harm the royal family. Instead, he ended up dying from brain injuries he sustained from the car crash. May 1st, 2009. Sweden legalized same-sex marriage. The start of May was a day of celebration, most especially for the LGBTQ+ community. After a lot of appeals, the Swedish parliament finally legalized the civil union of same-sex couples. The passing of this law made Sweden the 7th country in the whole world to legalize same-sex marriage. May 18, 2009. This day marked the end of the Sri Lankan Civil War. For 26 years, Sri Lanka was in a civil war because of the tensions between the Liberation Tigers of Tamil Eelam or LTTE and the Sri Lankan government and armed forces. The LTTE was a militant group based in northeastern Sri Lanka. Over 30 countries, including the United States and Canada, recognized the LTTE as a terrorist organization. Thankfully, the civil war came to an end on May 18, 2009, after the Sri Lankan government successfully defeated the group. June 11, 2009. The H1N1 swine flu was officially declared a global pandemic. A few months after the first recorded case in the United States, the H1N1 swine flu was officially declared a global pandemic in June. Over 70 countries had confirmed cases of the virus, and many of them had more than thousands of cases too. The H1N1 swine flu pandemic was the first pandemic in over 4 decades. Prior to this was the 1977 Russian flu. July 4, 2009. The Statue of Liberty crown was reopened to the public. On July 4, 2009, many tourists rejoiced in the news of yet another travel spot to visit. After almost 8 years of being sealed off from the public, the Statue of Liberty crown was finally reopened. Those who wish to visit, however, will need to book a reservation beforehand, as the slots for each date are limited. July 17, 2009. Terrorists bombed the JW Marriott Hotel and the Ritz-Carlton Hotel. On this day, terrorists bombed the hotels, which led to over $500 million in damages. The bombings happened 5 minutes apart. Over 50 people suffered from injuries and 9 people were killed from the blast. 2 suicide bombers were responsible. They checked into the hotel posed as guests a few days before their attack. Unfortunately, this was not the first bombing that JW Marriott Hotel experienced. It was the second, and the first occurred 6 years ago in August 2003. August 4, 2009. Bill Clinton visited North Korea to meet and negotiate with Kim Jong-il. 2 celebrity journalists named Yuna Lee and Laura Jing tried to enter North Korea illegally. As a result, they were arrested. To release them, Bill Clinton visited North Korea to negotiate with Kim Jong-il. Eventually, the 2 journalists were pardoned and released. Clinton's personal visit and Kim Jong-il's generosity that day showcased friendlier ties between the United States and North Korea. August 16, 2009. Usain Bolt set another world record after winning the 100-meter race. In the finals of the World Athletics Championship, Usain Bolt represented Jamaica. He was competing against Berlin, and he won with a record of 9.58 seconds. He beat his own world record by finishing 0.11 seconds faster. This is why even after his retirement, many still consider Usain Bolt as the greatest sprinter of all time. September 5, 2009. Denmark celebrated its National Flag Day for the first time. Ever since 2009, September 5 has become a day of remembering and celebrating Denmark's military personnel. It has also become a day when people commemorate and pay their respects to those who have fallen during international operations. September 29, 2009. An 8.0 magnitude earthquake was followed by a tsunami near the Samoan Islands. September 29th was an unfortunate day, filled with not just one, but 2 natural disasters. An 8.0 earthquake hit the Samoan Islands, which was near the southern Pacific Ocean. The shocks from the earthquake triggered a tsunami that affected many people's homes and businesses. Roads were also destroyed. Aside from costing over $200 million in damages, these back-to-back calamities also took the lives of many people. Almost 200 people were lost that day. Around 150 residents were also injured. October 10, 2009. After almost 200 years, Turkey and Armenia reopened their borders in Zurich. Despite being neighboring countries, there was no way to cross from Turkey to Armenia or vice versa. At least that was how it was for almost 200 years. On October 10, 2009, the two countries finally reopened their borders to one another in Zurich. This was done as a sign of good faith, to improve the relationship between the two countries. October 24, 2009. This was the first International Day of Climate Action. In 2009, only a few were truly aware of the rapid growing crisis of global warming. To change this, the international organization 350.org organized the first International Day of Climate Action. 350.org raised awareness that day by organizing marches, rallies, and lectures. They also hosted fun activities like bike rides, carbon-free dinners, and sing-a-thons to appeal to more people. November 9, 2009. Joe Cada became the youngest World Series poker champion in the world. Joe Cada was only 21 years old when he won the 2009 World Series of Poker, or WSOP. There were over 6,000 participants for the main event, and despite being the youngest one, Cada took home the prize for first place. At the time, he was a non-professional player from a family of card enthusiasts. Today, he is one of the most famous American professional poker players ever. November 25, 2009. A powerful storm that lasted for 4 hours flooded the streets of Jeddah. In November 2009, Jeddah and some areas of the Makkah province suffered from the worst flood in 27 years. A powerful storm with around 3 years' worth of rain lasted for 4 hours, and this led to what people now call the 2009 Saudi Arabian floods. The flood almost reached 3 feet high. Many vehicles were damaged and stranded on roads, with passengers trapped inside. Around 120 people were killed and over 350 were reported missing. December 10, 2009. Then President Barack Obama accepted the Nobel Peace Prize. The Nobel Peace Prize is an annual award given to a select few in recognition of their outstanding work in building peace between nations and congresses. In 2009, Barack Obama was awarded the Nobel Peace Prize at the Oslo City Hall in Norway. During his acceptance speech, he shared his insights on war and peace. December 27, 2009. WHO reported that over 208 countries had H1N1 cases and deaths. The H1N1 swine flu pandemic continued to worsen throughout the year. By the end of 2009, over 208 countries had thousands of cases of H1N1 swine flu. Many hospitals were short-staffed and suffered from overcrowding. What was supposed to be a festive season became a period of fear and misfortune for many, as the World Health Organization declared the current status of the H1N1 cases as an alert level 6. Time flies by so fast that sometimes it's hard to remember what happened last week or even just yesterday. Remembering what happened over a decade ago is even harder. However, it's always important to look back on the past and reflect on what happened. History teaches us so many things about ourselves, each other, and the world we live in. Learning about past events can help us avoid the same mistakes in the present and hopefully prepare for the future. If you enjoyed our video, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our channel for more facts videos.